how can you create an emotion in people's mind? 2 million views in just a couple of days. It might sound evil, but that's how it basically works. A simple way to think about reels is shareability plus trends. This is what you should focus on when you're creating a reel. Think about how can you create an emotion in people's mind so that they will share that with their friends or putting it on their story. For example, I recently made a reel which is about casual hookups and relationships, and that reel got like 2 million views. 2 million views in just a couple of days. It was all possible because I evoked a certain emotion in people which got them to share this reel with a lot of people. Another example is a reel I made talking about communication skills. So it was basically a couple of clips of me giving speeches at colleges. So lots of information in a 8 to 10 second reel with a message to read caption below. Now when people check the caption, the reel is playing continuously. You cannot pause the reel. To Instagram, it looks like this reel is watched by this person by 10, 15, 20 times. In reality, that person just spent the time reading the caption, which then tells Instagram algorithm that this reel is hot and people are spending more time on this reel, which means it needs to go to even more audiences. And because of that, every single screenshot reel I've made has crossed millions of views. It might sound evil, but that's how it basically works. Either you evoke emotion or you make sure that people are rewatching that reel, and lastly you should make it so that your reel creates a discussion. So that is how it works. And another step is trends, right? Now trends come and go. The way to use trends is use the trend, could be a music, could be a style, but apply your own thoughts into it. For example, there were a lot of trending music where people were dancing on it. Now I took that same music and I created screenshot type reels with it. So I'm still using trending music, but I'm applying my own content on it. And that is what helped me get to millions and millions of views on reels. You just need to spend about 30 minutes or so on Instagram. Just scroll reels and you'll understand what music is trending, what format is trending, and then you can make something similar. You don't need to dance on all the trending music out there. If you have something different, for example, I talk about upskilling, I talk about self-development. So I will include that content in that trend and it would still get a lot of views. That's how you create viral reels. Again, you don't need to create a hyper edited reel. You can do that. It might work amazingly well for you, but you don't need to do it particularly. You just need to create a very engaging hook. And yes, this is another very important point. The first 3 seconds of a reel is super important. It could be with screenshot reels. It could also be with any other piece of content, but it's all about catching attention of people. Like how can you catch attention and then deliver on that so that it evokes an emotion, gets people to share it with one person or on their story, and you can do that over and over and over again so that people start relating you with that content piece. It could be relationships, it could be self-development, it could be business, it could be AI, but you need to have one stance, right? And that is how you'll be able to grow. It's not about creating a lot of reels on Instagram. It's about putting that one piece of content which has the perfect hook, which is shareable and has also used some sort of trend, and that will work amazingly well. How did Easy Snippet grow? Right? I don't know if you have seen his reels or not, but he is expert at looking at the most viral reels on Instagram India. Take the first 3 seconds of that and play that in his reel, and then relate it with the coding concept he is teaching on his reels. So he got the attention of people, he made it a bit humorous and quirky, and then he delivered on the content piece, leading to again millions and millions of views, which was otherwise a boring concept. Like who wants to learn about coding? But if you simply have that catchy hook of 3 seconds, it becomes more interesting. Now talking about what do you put in the reel, right? You can either make it informative, you can educate people, you can either make people laugh through memes and jokes, you can share stories which will connect with people, you can also have facts which will make people to share it with other people, you can make the reel relatable which will make people to comment more and say that ki bhai ye to main hi hu. Or at the end, if you are an artist, if you're a designer, if you're an animator, you can just make it creative